welcome to the Roundtable episode 86. We are back and we have got a special guest, a returning guest. And I'm glad to be here with you guys. It's been a minute. We were out last week, some stuff going on, but we're back. We're back. Denise will not be here tonight. She's going through not feeling too well at home, but she'll be back next week. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Spanx, I see you. Good to see you. A Prisoner's Awakening. I send my best to you as well. Nice to see you. All right, let's bring in the guys. Okay, the one who's always a surprise, but he always shows up. Let's see. Who can it be now?
Hey, what's up, Jen? How you doing?
Good.
How you doing, Jen? How you doing?
Yeah.
Good. Hi to everybody in the chat as well. Hey, thanks. Good to see everybody, man. No, yeah, it's good.
Good to be back, right? Good to be
yeah, we're back.
Yes, and now we have the boss man himself came in to crack the whip. So let's see. Let's bring him on in. Cholo Trucker.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, boss? How you doing, man?
You probably shouldn't have said anything about Denise being out. I don't think anybody would have noticed. Denise and I, we resemble each other. I don't think anybody would have noticed.
Hey, no. You know what? Same here, bro. Same here.
The blonde. I always say the blonde bombshell, but I'm here with the fellas tonight, so it's good to be here with you guys. So that is
shout out to much love to Denise. Hopefully she gets better.
Oh, definitely.
That's right.
Thank you so much for having me on, and I'm just here to start trouble. So
well, I'm glad to see that. We're ready to spice things up. So I'm after seeing your posts and everything, I'm like, I gotta see what has been going on because I'm trying to live vicariously through you guys because I'm just cooped up here at the house. So I gotta hear about your week.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You got
I don't know. I mean, it was Easter.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I mean, it was Easter week. Okay. Let's just talk about the Easter part and then let's jump into it. Yeah.
Oh, man. Easter. Yeah, I didn't really do too much for Easter. Honestly, I'll be real with you guys, man. I never really did do much for Easter. We never really did anything, even when I was a kid. Much for Easter. It was just kind of like, okay, Resurrection Day, probably go to church in the morning or something. But as far as like Easter, making it something like, hey, we gotta get together with family or anything of that sort, we never did any of that stuff. Everyone would just say, oh, happy Resurrection Day. There was no celebration, and basically is what I'm saying. In my household growing up, there was no celebration for Easter. There was no get together. There was no any of that sort. So I spent my Easter weekend actually in Las Vegas. I just got back late afternoon yesterday. I flew out there on Thursday. It's the longest that I've been in Vegas. I've gone to Vegas for, Friday, Saturday, then fly back Sunday, but it's the longest I've been out in Vegas, and I'm still feeling beat up. I'm still feeling the effects of it. I'm just trying to get to the end of this week so I could just chillax for the weekend, but a lot of great memories. I had a blast. I had a really good time. I went out there for WrestleMania. Any wrestling fans in the house, they know what I'm talking about. If there's not, they don't know what I'm talking about them. But it was a blast and a half. I was living a nice little childhood dream for me. I was like a little kid, it was, I loved it. Great time. Awesome. No regrets. It was awesome.
That's awesome. I can't wait to hear more about it. That's really cool.
Question though, real quick about that, bro. When you're there, you don't hear the announcer though. You just hear them in the ring, right? You just hear. It just kind of like, it's a little bit different, right? I mean, because I was at WrestleMania. I attended WrestleMania 12 at the Duck Pond in Anaheim.
Okay. Yeah.
and yeah, back
Yeah,
then.
like there's two things that I'm passionate about, two things that I love
Uh-huh.
that I've been watching since I can remember I was alive. I don't know, when does your memory kick in? When you're 3, 2? I don't know, but
Give or take,
for as
yeah. I remember things, yeah.
for as long as I can remember that I've been alive, there's two things that I've been watching: boxing and wrestling, and those are my two loves till this day.
Yeah.
People keep on asking me which one would you choose. I
Mm.
don't answer the question. I won't answer the question. I love them both.
Yeah,
I still love
Yeah.
them both to this day. And yeah, when you go watch those boxing or wrestling, you don't hear the announcers, so
yeah,
you just kind of there. You're hoping that the atmosphere, the energy from the
yeah.
people, is enough to get it going. So, and at that time, it was, man, it was good. A lot of complaints. A lot of complaints from
Really.
people that watched it on TV saying it wasn't good, and I can understand that. I don't want to get too nerd out on
Yeah,
wrestling, but
definitely.
I can understand that the build up was a little bit weak. It kind of seemed more where it was just like, we're in Vegas, let Vegas entertain you,
Yes.
as opposed to the show itself. The show itself, being there was cool, but yeah, I will agree. Had I just watched it on television, it probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
No,
sense.
yeah, definite, man. When I went to the 12, we were um right where Shawn Michaels came up from the top. We were like, "What
Oh
the fuck is
yeah.
he out there?" Like he went down. We're like, "Oh shoot!" Like it was.
Oh
It,
wait, you went to that one
yeah, 12.
for
Yeah,
for for
that's a
the
classic.
the Iron Man match against Bret
Yeah,
Hart.
with Bret Hart. Yeah, the hour long
Yeah.
match. Yeah, was it
Yes.
that one? No? Roddy
That.
Piper, Yokozuna,
Yeah.
um, Goldust, Shawn Michaels. Yeah, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
Hmm.
Yeah, we seen all of them, bro. Like, the Undertaker, obviously, back then, dude. Yeah, I was at that one, bro. That's considered one of the best ones, man. The WrestleMania
Mhm.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was at that one, man. It's just like wow, like I had Eddie. I took Eddie, bro. He was like
Oh,
small. He had an Undertaker T-shirt. I bought him an Undertaker T-shirt. We were like, but it was cool, man. Yeah, I was at that one, man.
that's
I,
cool.
I I said this. I said this on my wrestling channel, right?
Uh huh.
For those that like wrestling, I do have a wrestling channel called Wrestling Rehab, and I was
Yeah.
dropping content like crazy over there. But I just want to go in and say this, man, without nerding out too much on wrestling. But I do want to say this. Growing up as a kid, right?
Uh huh.
I loved wrestling just like I do now. Growing up as a kid, my mom was not gonna spend money. Her hard, she worked two jobs. She was not gonna spend money on me going to go watch wrestling, right?
Mhm.
And she bought two pay-per-views the whole time I was a kid, right? That was I had to do good in school. I mean, me do good in school, like wow, I had to earn those suckers, right? But she was not going to be spending money on wrestling. She thought it was dumb, it was stupid, and
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
grew and as I was a kid, it never came to my mind to think that I would ever attend a show, let alone
Yeah.
WrestleMania. For those who don't know,
Yes.
WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling. It doesn't get any
Yes.
bigger than that. It is the biggest wrestling show ever.
Yeah.
Um, let alone go to a WrestleMania, right? It never creeped to my mind that I would ever attend a show. To me, it was always like I will always watch it on TV. As I got older, heck, even in my 20s, I don't know. I just never really went to shows. And as I started going to a little bit more, and I'm like, hey, why don't I go to shows? And it was just
Yeah.
a certain mentality that I had where
Right.
it's like, well, I don't know. It just never came to me. Like, that's for other people, for lucky ones
Yeah.
that can afford that. But then I started looking into it and I'm like, oh, I could afford a little bit, some of this, some of,
Yeah.
a little here, a little there. And now, never in my dreams did I ever think I would go to a WrestleMania. That is like the show of shows when it comes to it. This is now my second WrestleMania in 3 years.
Nice.
Okay. For everybody, stop limiting yourself.
Mm.
Yeah,
Stop. You don't have to tell yourself with words. It's how you live. And that's how you tell yourself that that's not for you. It's not just words. It's how
yeah,
you live on your day-to-day basis that you keep telling yourself that
Mhm.
that is not for you. Charles, that's for me. I've been a lifelong fan, and that's my second WrestleMania in 3 years. And it was
nice.
damn worth it,
It's,
man.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know, I forgot to mention, I went to WrestleMania 12 because my compadre said, "Hey man, let's go," and I was like, "Hey man, I'm on board with it," you know. And then we ended up taking Eddie out there, but yeah, no, I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean. Sometimes we just sometimes whatever's going on at home too, though, we tend to be like, you know, nah, you know, whatever, you know. But yeah, it's good to get out there, man. It's good to get out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I
So
just,
that
you
that
know,
was that was my Easter weekend. I went to a
good.
show on Friday, went to SmackDown, went to the Hall of Fame, went to WrestleMania Night 1 on Saturday, WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday. So that was my Easter weekend. I don't want to bore everybody with wrestling talk,
Wow,
but if you guys are interested in wrestling, I have a wrestling channel, Wrestling
Yes.
Rehab, and we'll
nice.
definitely we'll
Check it
dive
out.
in deep
Okay,
on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
that was
Well,
my Easter weekend.
okay. Nice. I'm gonna definitely be checking that out because
No, yeah,
I did
definitely.
grow up watching some wrestling. I was the only girl in my family, so that was something that my cousins and brother, like we would all watch wrestling at my grandparents. So I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Yeah, yeah.
Fred, what about you? What was your Easter like? Did you celebrate? Did you do
You know
anything?
what? Not really. You know, I mean, you know, due to my current situation, you know, the kids go elsewhere or whatever. But well, before we get into that, let me just close out the wrestling thing here. Um, back in the day, like way back in the day, my parents used to watch Lucha Libre,
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
and they had Chavo Guerrero Sr. wrestling Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper would come out with the bagpipes with
Mm-hmm.
his Scottish thing and everything, and he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, you just brought you what you said right now, though, Cholo, was like it kind of hit home because I remember watching it with my parents. Never in my life did I ever imagine or think that I would get to see Roddy Piper in person. You know what I mean? That God rest his soul as well. You know, when I saw him at WrestleMania, so it kind of hits home a little bit. Like, wow, that was awesome. You know, like it kind of closed. You know, the circle. You know, full circle. But anyhow, excuse me. Yeah, but we no, pretty much it was just pretty much relaxing. Really, it not too much, but you know, my girlfriend and I, we went out to go see Sinners. We went out to go see the
Oh,
movie Sinners and stuff. Yeah. So that was cool. I mean, I had a good time though. I had a real good time. You know, it was that was I don't want to give it away because I'm gonna drop some content tomorrow. I'm gonna drop my stuff tomorrow instead of Friday. So it'll be up tomorrow. But that's what I'm talking about, the film and stuff. Um, but I'll say this: the film will be it will question your not question it makes you see your faith. You know, it deals with faith. It deals with infidelity. You know, hustling, womanizing. Basically, hence the name. That's all I'll say there. That's all.
oh,
Oh, and the other thing I will say, if anybody goes to watch it, stay. There's a mid credit and an end credit scene, so you got to stay all the way to the very end. That's all I'll say on that part. But other than that, you know, it was it was pretty relaxing. Just you know, going out and going to see going to see a good movie and so on and so forth. And then but yeah, that's really it. You know, that was really it. It was really calm, really quiet, well rested too, though, because
mm-hmm.
I've been to where we go barbecue and go, and that's exhausting within itself too. Sometimes, like man, like but no. So you know what? I will say this: it was a good one. It was a really good one, though. So yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It was just a little bit, a little bit monotoned over here with the day. But yeah, I wish I could have gone to Vegas. I should have known I would have went to Vegas, man.
Right? Right?
It was a
Definitely.
blast, man. It was a
I
blast. It was a
That
would have
blast.
been
sounds
like what the?
Yeah,
What's up, man? What's up?
for sure.
Jumping into the
Definitely.
ring, you'd be like, what the heck? Is that him? Is that him? I'm jumping into the ring.
Ah, man, it was a blast. Got myself some good seats and all. It was awesome, man.
Nice. Hey,
No,
Love
yeah.
Grace.
No,
Good to see you, sis. Good to see
yeah,
you.
no, definite, man. No, yeah, dude. No, yeah, guys. So that's it. It's what it is.
Okay. Well, it.
It's
You
what
know
it
what?
is.
It was different for me this year too. It's not. Things change as life goes on. It's not like a big function in my family anymore. It was very small. It was not like the typical thing. Mom didn't really feel up to celebrating, so I
Oh,
was like, I'm not gonna make the whole spread, for everybody. I made pozole. I made a couple pies, and that's it. So, not that that's it. Like that was good. Everybody was
yeah,
happy.
yeah.
The kids came and went. And they're getting older. So, like my daughter, the one that just had the baby, she has to go to her in-laws now too, and then she goes to her nana tatas as well. And
Oh, yeah.
some people just come and go, and it's different. But hey, I was grateful for what it was, and I was just cooking and cleaning basically.
What
So
Hey,
what okay, what are you supposed to do for Easter? Because I know there's Monday service, like
mhm.
early Monday service. I'm sorry, early Sunday service,
yeah,
right? Yeah, I get that, but what is everybody supposed to do for Easter? Like have a big gathering?
I think so. I mean, that's how it used to be. Like when I was growing up, it was like that. Like we would go to church. After church, it would be like a big family picnic almost. Like everybody would come, bring something, or we'd be cooking something, deep pit barbecue. Everybody would come together. But, like I said, people move off, people separate, people pass away. Like it's just a much smaller function for me now. But I just take the time. For me, honestly, I took the time this year to really reflect on what it is. For me, I'm
mhm.
a Christian. It's Resurrection Day. So I was just, kind of watching some movies and had my little Christian music playing in the kitchen while I'm cooking. And that's what I did. And I was just happy with what I have and with the family that I have still. So
Yeah.
I can't complain.
What's the correlation with Easter and eggs and rabbits and all that?
That's a
Does
good
anybody
question.
know?
I
I,
would like to know.
um,
Anyone in the chat? Because that's
that,
almost like you're questioning with the what is the correlation with the emu and the whole car insurance company, right?
And the Liberty Mutual
Yeah,
that has the Statue of Liberty, it
yeah,
should be an eagle. I've never even heard of an emu till that damn stupid commercial. And that bird, it seems like it's a ripoff of an ostrich.
yeah.
yeah,
They couldn't
yeah.
even get an ostrich.
It's
So
yeah.
yeah, so that's why that's like Easter, like as the eggs, and it's like okay, but what's the connection with all of it? I don't
Right.
understand the connection with the bunnies and the
It's pretty much
eggs, all
like
that.
Christmas, right? Because there's no Santa. Well, I don't want to say it out loud. There's no
I
Santa.
know,
But
right?
Don't
Kids look at
start
her.
breaking
same thing.
heads, come on, man.
Kids look at
I'm
her.
like, Mom, did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
Oh man, who was it? Who was it? It was the fat guy in the corner.
Oh my gosh.
Don't let it out the bag, man. Gotta leave some tamales, on the
Yeah.
table for Santa to come to your bed, man.
Oh man, I don't want to be somewhere else like in Walmart or Costco. I'd be like, hey, you what? Like,
That's the guy that said, right?
uh, oh my god. And well, no, I mean, I kind of see it like it's just I don't know, man. I've never really understood it either. As a kid, I remember I went on an Easter egg hunt at the park. My parents took me, and I remember I was like, oh, and I found like a shiny gold egg, plastic, of course,
Yeah.
And then, "Ooh, you got the prize. It was like $5 or whatever at the time, It was, it was a big prize I got. I don't know. I thought it was just like okay, cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've never understood it. I've never
Yeah.
understood it, man.
I never really there's got to be some kind of story. Somebody has to know, like, what is the old fable or story behind the bunny with it? There's got to be some story behind it because it makes no sense, right? The bunny brings a basket and drops it off on the resurrection of Christ. It doesn't really go together. So
Yeah, you would think, right? I mean, Christmas
Well,
would be like the three kings, right? To bring gifts. Like,
yeah, Denise is going to
yeah.
find out right now. Yeah,
the
let's see.
the the three wise men. Well, rabbits don't lay eggs.
No, I don't know. No, see, Denise is saying she's not saying that she's gonna find out.
Oh,
She's saying, "Let me find out." Fred messed up right now. No, no,
oh, okay, okay.
no, not
I
Fred.
thought he was going to Google it for us. I was like, all right, cool. Ooh,
It's
I
something
wonder.
evil.
Really?
Hmm, okay.
Huh.
I mean, it doesn't break my heart. I never really
Right.
liked
Yeah. No, you say.
rabbits too much either, but
Yeah. Not too
I
sure.
I don't know because they don't lay eggs, so I don't really understand.
Not
It's like,
too.
okay, so
Yeah, they're
you got the
mammals.
rabbit, you got the eggs. Those two don't really go together.
Yeah.
I never understood it. So,
Because
Right.
rabbits
but
are
I guess
mammals, right? I mean,
I guess it just becomes tradition and it just becomes fun. So everybody just kind of goes along with it and let's not
Mhm.
question anything. Hey, it's just fun. It's for the kids. Let them
Yeah.
go. You hide some eggs, some plastic eggs. They go, they pick it up, they get some, whatever money or whatever inside of it, and
Yeah.
there you go. It's just having a good time. Let's not spoil it. So it's like, all right,
exactly.
Right. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, let's see what Denise comes up with. She is going to look it up. She said. We'll see though.
No, I don't
all
know,
right.
man.
We got the round table reporter on
Right.
assignment right now.
Checking back in
Right?
with us.
Oh man, no.
So
Yeah,
and
but go ahead.
what did I mean? It was kind of crazy. I mean, R.I.P. I don't mean this disrespectfully, but it was kind of crazy because on Easter I had a conversation. My brother called. We talked, and he was like, "Hey, did you see the Pope? Like, man, he's looking." He's looking rough. They wheeled him out there and he looked like he was barely hanging on. And then the next morning I woke up and it said he passed away. And I was
Yeah,
like, okay, well, he was barely hanging on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess this is like a big thing. You know, this is a big ceremonial thing within the Vatican, and a lot of stuff starts taking place as far as electing a new pope, and there's a bunch of ceremonies going on. Um, I don't know. Do you guys what do you think about that?
Um,
All right. So he passed away on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Strangely enough, strangely enough, and I don't know this to be true. I didn't actually look into it,
Mm-hmm.
but people have been telling me because I'm on my wrestling channel, got a lot of wrestling channels out there and everything. But strangely enough, um, when Shasta John Cena,
Oh yeah.
when he won his first championship,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the Pope died, and that was, I don't know, many years ago. I
Oh,
forgot what Pope that was. It was like 2 decades ago or something.
okay.
I don't remember who it was. And now he won his last championship.
Oh man.
He broke the record, winning 17 championships, surpassing Ric Flair. That's why it was such a huge deal.
Oh wow.
He wins it on Sunday, and now this Pope passes away.
What?
So
Oh
when he
man.
won his first title,
Mm-hmm.
the Pope passed away. When he wins his last title, because he's not going to win anymore. This is last year. When he
Yeah.
wins his last title, another Pope passes away. So I don't know. There's a connection here.
Oh
So
no,
I just
John
thought
Cena.
that was a
Yeah.
little bit fun. I don't. Maybe we should look at when's the next time John Cena going to win anything? Because
Yeah. I think these popes better watch out. Yeah, for John Cena. That's
so
crazy.
So,
I, I
so, yeah.
I'm not
Good.
too caught up in Catholicism.
Mhm.
What? How long has this guy been Pope?
I'm not too caught up in it either, but from what I've seen, I believe it was 12 years that he's been the Pope. And he was the first Latin American Pope that they had. It was, let's see, he was Pope from 2013 to 2025. Excuse me. And he was born in Argentina. And when he passed, he was 88 years old. So he had a lot of controversial things that he sort of introduced or said within the time that he was Pope. So he was seen as a much more liberal Pope than previous. Yeah.
Before him, didn't they go through like two popes pretty fast?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember like Pope John Paul. Again, I'm not too caught up on Catholicism, but I think it was Pope John Paul. He was Pope like forever.
Yes.
And then when he passed away, I remember, oh, there's a new Pope, and he didn't last that long. And then another Pope came in, and then this Pope came in, and he stuck around for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was like Pope Benedict something or other in between John Paul and this one. Yeah, I'm not too sure either with the Catholicism, but I don't know.
Was this guy loved? Was he? I mean, and like you said, he's controversial. So it was, did people have heart for this guy? I mean, just in the general sense.
Some people, I mean, it seems like, as far as, I mean, I'm speaking not for myself, so just what I've read, the Catholic people seem to really, obviously place the Pope on a high pedestal, and a lot of people seem to love this guy. But there are some naysayers that said they weren't really cool with some of the things he said and did. Like recently, this one kind of shocked me because he was sort of caught saying some statements in regards to gay men, and he used a derogatory word. He was, speaking Italian, but he used the F word when referring to gay men. And he was saying this behind closed doors, but, everything's recorded now, and somehow this got out that he used that word. And in May of 2024, it says Pope Francis apologized for using the derogatory Italian term to refer to gay men during a closed-door discussion with Italian bishops. The Vatican Press Office clarified that the Pope did not intend to offend, and he apologized to those who felt hurt. But in the very next breath, I will say that I believe this is the first, if not the first, he is definitely the only one that I remember hearing of. He gave his blessings to same-sex couples. I had never heard of that within the Catholic Church or church myself. It said the Pope's statement that priests could bless some same-sex couples in certain circumstances, while not formal church policy, has been seen as a departure from traditional Catholic doctrine and has drawn criticism from some traditionalists. So he did kind of part ways from traditionalists, and I don't know what some same-sex couples, like what is the criteria? Why would he bless some marriages and not others? But he did bring that into his speeches, and then he did make some. Let me see, where is it at? He spoke about gender roles, so that's always a tricky situation, and he had been criticized for his stance on issues like gender roles in the church, as far as women's ordination and interfaith interactions. Additionally, it says there have been discussions about his willingness to bless, same-sex couples. So he wasn't too keen, I guess, on women being priests or popes, or I'm sorry, I'm not Catholic, guys, so I'm not exactly sure how
Yeah.
that get down is, but
I, I'm quiet myself. You know, my family was, you know, I was raised a certain way, and I mean, not, you know, yeah, we're believers,
yeah.
but yeah, when I was a kid, and I'll say this really quick, that not that I'm not, uh, Christmas Eve, I got a Bionic Man and some Star Wars action figures, and my parents come out, they showed up, like, hey, no, put that away. Like, what do you mean put it away? Like, we're going to church all night. No, I'm not going. I have my action figures, you know. I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
understand. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. So, I mean, I can hear what you're saying. I don't have enough knowledge to even speak on that kind of stuff, you know? I just know that he passed away. Yeah, I did hear about the same sex
Yeah.
marriage, same-sex marriages, sorry.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand. You know,
Right.
it's contradicting within that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
for sure.
I'll
What,
stop. I'm like,
what was this? Was this the same dude? Was this the same dude that was advocating for condoms as well?
I think so. There was some talk of him
Okay.
speaking on birth control and things like that. Yeah.
Right,
oh,
right. Okay. Yeah, no, I do remember hearing a couple of things about him.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't really know, but I didn't even know his name. What was his name?
His that's a good question.
Francis,
Pope.
right?
Yes, and I think his legal name though was Jorge uh, Bergoglio. But I guess they get to choose, their name when they become pope, and he chose Francis because that was the saint of the people who were impoverished and poor, and they said that's what his heart was with people who were poor.
Impoverished and poor?
Yeah,
He wanted to relate with them, so he went with the name Francis instead of Jorge. Oh,
yeah,
you got to go with Jorge, homie. You're trying to relate with the impoverished and poor, and
yeah.
you're gonna
That's
go
a
with the
little
name
bit backwards
Francis.
for us, right? Like,
Ah, dog, I would stick with Jorge. It's like, hey, I'm one of you guys, man.
yeah,
Órale.
yeah.
Jorge over here, man. You know what I mean?
He could
Trying
have
to make
saved
it.
everybody. He could
That's
save
Yeah,
everybody if it was like Jorge. He'd be like
yeah.
Jorge Rivero.
Okay.
Jorge Rivero.
Okay, maybe he's talking about biblical history. I'm just talking about
right.
day to day living.
Yeah,
You run into somebody with the name Francis. I don't really run into too many dudes in the hoods named
right.
Francis as their first name. Jorge's, they're all over the place, man. If you want to
Yeah,
relate with the gente like that, oh,
yeah.
stay with Jorge. What are you doing, man? Ah, this guy missed it all.
He did. And Mr. Mark over here, he's a little out of touch.
Hold on. Have you guys seen the movie Stripes?
Stripe.
Yeah. Stripes. Yeah.
Francis. That means Francis. Whatever they call me, psycho.
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry. Woo-hoo.
I gotta check that one out now.
I'm sorry, man. It's just
Oh,
So
anyways.
okay,
I'm sorry, guys. Um,
so so what do they do now to find? Do you know, Jen? Like, how do they find a new pope?
I
Do
guess
like what do
there's
they
like
do?
there. I guess there's like three guys that are like in the cardinals, what they call them, right? So there are three guys that are like in the top. It's probably going to be one of these three. One of them is a Filipino guy. One of them is, I believe he's from Africa, and he's got like a huge church. They said he's got the biggest, like 7 million people. I think they said 7 million attend this church, so they watch virtually.
really?
Yeah. And
Mm,
then the one that they said will probably, they said is more likely to get it is the guy who was sort of like the right hand man to the Pope and was like his guy, he will probably end up with it. But a lot of people really love the Filipino guy that's going to be possibly a pope because he's younger. He would be a very young pope. So
Uh-huh.
they feel like he could relate to a lot of people, and he's well spoken. They said he's got a great sense of humor. But I mean, there's like a 9-day mourning period that they have first. And then they have all these cardinals and people come to the Vatican, place their votes. And there's something like, there's something to do with the smoke that comes out of the Vatican. It's going to be this gray smoke that comes out of this vent in the top of the Vatican, and it will stay gray or black until a new pope is appointed. And that's how the people will know, because all of a sudden they change the smoke to white. And that's like the signal to the world, like a new pope has been appointed. And that's when they will announce who it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of traditions and yeah.
How would that?
Yeah.
So they would have to change the smoke. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it just,
I mean, I don't know what they're burning in there, but yeah, they're gonna change it from gray to white smoke. Yeah.
so there's some guy like hey fool, they're almost done. Hey, don't put too much because they're gonna switch to white right now, Holmes.
Well,
You know, hey, Jen, what is the Pope or anybody? What's his role? Like, he's like leader of Catholics. What does he do? I know I mean, I've seen old footage of, I think his name was John Paul, but people kissing the hand. But what's
yeah,
the role? Is he's the leader of the Vatican?
I believe so. I mean, like I said, I'm not Catholic, so I can't really speak to everything too authentically. But I do know that each pope that comes in, they are allowed to kind of, just like this pope did. He gave the okay to some same-sex marriages. Like they can sort of give their input on what they feel is updated doctrine, or what do they feel like should be added or taken away.
Okay, but do all Catholic churches now need to abide by that?
That's a good question.
Can a Catholic church say like, nah, Charlie, like we ain't doing that, or they have to follow what the Pope says?
That is a good question, because I know, as far as I've seen, anyways, the people in my life that are Catholic, they're very traditional as far as following what they say. The church says do this, do that. You have to go through certain motions to even get married in the church. So that's a good question.
because you have to have. I'm sorry, bro. You were gonna say something or
No, no. I was just gonna say, you got to go with somebody who's not too old and somebody not too young. Like how you're bringing up that Filipino guy. Like I said, I don't know much about him, but you got to get that right little sweet spot right there. I mean, if you go and you get somebody too old, then you're gonna have to get another pope in another 2-3 years or so.
Right.
But you got to get somebody that's got who's lived a little bit of life, but at the same time is not too old either. That can move around a little bit.
Right. That's why I think that Filipino guy, as far as age-wise, that would be a good choice. The other guy that said that was from Africa, I think he was like in his 60s. And then the one that was, I guess, the right-hand man to the Pope, he was already pretty up there in age. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening.
How old is the Filipino guy though?
He looked to me, I mean, I didn't catch his age, but he looked to me like he was in his 40s, maybe.
Oh, wow.
40s, 50s. Yeah, he looked pretty young. Yeah. So
Well,
Denise is back with a little update for the Easter Bunny. Let's see. In short, the Easter Bunny is not related to Jesus at all. Yes. At most, they're both obviously tied to the holiday celebrating the resurrection, and they're both considered symbols of new life. To one another, essentially. In there, Jesus is often symbolized by a lamb, however, yes, which is sometimes also used as an Easter symbol, but isn't nearly as, look at you with the big
ubiquitous
bunny. Okay, thank you.
As ubiquitous as the bunny. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Right.
Well, she's not done. Okay.
Of According to Time, the concept of the Easter Bunny stems from pagan rituals, around the vernal equinox, the first day of spring. The pagan goddess of fertility. Ooh. Okay, Easter was also symbolized by a hare, so a rabbit. Yeah. So it's a pagan kind of thing then, the rabbit.
Denise, did you copy and paste that? Did you copy and paste that?
I'm like,
I would say, I mean, rabbits are much more ubiquitous than lambs. Yes, I mean I don't, you don't see a lamb unless you go to a farm or something. But
right.
But I've never seen a lamb being used for Easter for any reason.
Yeah.
It's always been rabbits, or as they say,
Right.
bunnies. And I just never really understood what the connection was.
Yeah, that is strange. I guess some kind of pagan thing she's saying. I mean, if they're talking about this goddess being the goddess of fertility, I guess it makes sense if they're using rabbits, because I know rabbits can have babies like back to back. I mean, I had rabbits when I was a little girl, and they were constantly having new, I don't know what you call them, litters, babies, but yeah.
Like how back to back we talking about, Jen? Like how often?
Like, I believe it's weeks, like every so many weeks. Let me see. I gotta know now.
Really?
Yeah.
So hence the term, like rabbits, right? They like, what the heck? Like,
I know what I'm trying to say without saying it. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
at least it's kind of like rabbits. So like, so that's what they used to call me conejo. No, not for real.
That's where the name conejo comes from, dude.
Dang.
Like, look at all your kids, bro. Look at all your kids.
That's the nickname for the maniaco. It's just low.
Right?
It's just on the down low.
All of
Conejo.
them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what the heck?
Okay, I had to Google it. So here we go. Rabbits can breed frequently, potentially having multiple litters of babies within a year. Okay, and even being able to conceive again shortly after giving birth. Oh, I think I know some chicks like this too. They typically have breeding seasons from February to September, with peaks in March and May. A female rabbit, a doe, can produce 3 to 5 litters per year, with each litter containing an average of 5 to 10 babies.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's not like human where you wait the 40 days, right? It's just like,
No,
we're at 30, 35. That's all right. No pasa nada. No pasa nada.
Damn that. Keep the name Conejo, man. That's a lot.
That's a lot of rabbits.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
Good guy.
That's crazy though.
Right? Definitely.
That's crazy. That's good to know though. That's good to know. I mean, because it is kind of like, okay, you know what, like, because it's more of the resurrection, right? The 40 days before the Lent and everything else that people do, like, to give something up and do everything. The 40 days, it's supposed to be 40 days, 40 nights, right? And then the resurrection and all this other, I don't know. It's just where the rabbits come in. It's like, okay, it just kind of changes everything. But
has anybody eaten rabbit?
I have.
How is it?
It's, you know what? I hate to say it to you guys, chicken. It's like chicken, dude. Like straight up like chicken. Like, I was like, yeah. It's a little bit different. Not much though. There's really not that much. There's not that much meat on it. It's kind of like, no pun intended. I'm like a sand, dude. Like, come on, bro. It's not even like, But I mean, at least the one I tried, there's like.
Yeah, there's like not a whole lot of meat on it, let me just tell you this, not to relive my childhood trauma. I didn't eat rabbit by choice. I went out to feed Bubbles one day and she was gone. And we had dinner that night, and the chicken looked a little bit dark compared to the normal chicken we would have. And my dad whacked Bubbles, and that is what we had for dinner.
Wow.
Bubbles had it coming, huh?
She Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is that why you guys had rabbits?
My dad would breed our own like steers, pigs, lambs, chickens, rabbits, all that. Yeah.
But to eat them though.
But that was my pet. I mean, I should have known better. He would tell me, "Don't name that one." And that was him telling me that's going to be dinner. Don't get close to that one. But
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
okay. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Like where I worked at the school, like out in Lockwood, which is like an hour south of me, like literally in the sticks. Like my phone would lose service, out there. Like the literally farmers out there, like ranchers and stuff. And I always ask that question, like, hey, because they would have steers and just animals. I could not raise animals and then just like
Off with their
I mean,
heads.
I could eat. Trust me, in case you guys can't tell. But I'm just saying, I couldn't do that to an animal or raise an animal to take it to the fair and then it goes away. To like a Charlotte's Web kind of deal.
mhm.
I just can't. I don't have the heart for it. I mean, it'd be like me with Toby the Tube. Like come here, Toby, like. And it's like okay, that's what the little guy.
Good
we
old
weren't eating
Toby gets
we
it.
weren't eating weenie
But
dogs.
okay, but I think okay, but I think that's a little different though because you're not really connecting with those animals like
Yeah.
that. You're not really having that bond with that animal. You know that okay, those animals are there to serve a
Ow.
purpose, right? As a part,
Yeah,
yeah, I get it. If people think like, oh, that's like me whacking my dog. No, it's not because you have a dog for a certain reason. It's not to eat them, unless you're a strange person. But I,
Right.
I, I mean, I was, you know, when I was young, my homie he lived on a ranch out in Chino, and we got to see he had a couple of animals, and yeah, we got to see his dad and his older cousin. They took down one of the cows and they
Yeah.
killed it, and we
Yeah.
we ate them. We ate
yeah,
Mhm.
them,
yeah.
and we were there. We witnessed it. We witnessed the blood and everything. And say,
Yeah.
oh, save this part and everything, and they took
Yeah.
him down, and it was just like, wow, it's crazy
Mhm.
how that happens. But
I've
It
seen,
is.
I've seen that too. I was like, oh wow, like yeah, that's weird,
Right.
man. It's just weird.
It's I mean, it's kind of how it's a big difference in how you grow up too, because that is how I grew up. So like on those days, I was always an animal lover. So obviously I wasn't like all up in it watching it, but I knew when the time had come when okay, the steer was fattened up and it was time he was going to be butchered that day. My
Yeah.
dad would keep the boys home from school because they had to help. And there was a method to how they did it. It was quick, fast, in a hurry. I would go to school, come home, and there was a full freezer. And
Wow.
that steer was gone. But
Wow.
I
Wow.
can see,
Hey,
yeah,
it's like,
it
was it?
wasn't gone. It was in the freezer.
yeah, yeah,
Be like, hey, is Jen gone?
All
Jen, okay, boys, let's get to work. Let's get to work.
right. It
right.
would send her to school because it was about to go down. Yeah, that's how it was.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I just can't. I mean, I'd rather just have it served on my plate and then that's it. I can't. I just can't, man. It's just weird to me. I, I don't know. I mean, I understand too. I mean, it's serving a purpose though. So it's not like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like you're just doing it for sport or nothing. I mean,
right. No, it wasn't done,
yeah,
out
yeah,
of cruelty. It was done out of survival and out of,
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
he
no.
was,
So I mean, I understand that part. I don't see nothing wrong with that. So like, not want nobody to misunderstand me on that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm clearly not a vegetarian over here. You know, what I mean, let's just say, it's like, cut it out, Fred. He's trying to sound all skinny. He's trying to sound all skinny, which, anyways. But no, yeah,
You know,
I don't know, man.
hey, you know what, man? I think people don't realize how brutal nature is. It is extremely brutal, and we shield ourselves from it, and we think so many things are, so inhumane and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
nature is as brutal as it comes. When you see how animals eat, they don't, you know, softly kill their prey. They kill them with bites.
yeah,
And I remember my cousin, he had a snake, right? He had a snake and he would feed it mice.
Mm-hmm.
And one time he threw a live mouse in there.
Yeah.
It's a brutal thing to see, but that's
yeah,
nature, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not having the snake in a tank, but
Mm-hmm.
even if they were out in nature, the snake would eat a mouse. And just the
yeah,
way it grabbed them, and the leg is kicking
Yes.
while half the body is inside the snake. I mean, nature is really, really brutal, and we really shield ourselves from it. I mean, just
We do.
seeing animals just taking down their prey and killing them. It doesn't matter if it's a baby. It doesn't matter. Animals just they do what they do. It's like
Mm-hmm.
an alligator, right? I
Mm-hmm.
like to watch like a lot of National Geographics and everything, right?
yeah, yeah,
If as soon as something gets close to the water to take a drink, the
Mm-hmm.
alligators they're so stealth, right?
Yeah.
Bam, reaches up and
yeah,
gets whatever it can. It
yeah,
doesn't matter to the alligator if it's a full grown elk, or if it's a little baby, or if it's a 2-year-old little toddler. The
Yeah.
alligator's not evil. The alligator's trying to eat. And that's
yeah,
nature. That's
yeah.
what it does. It's like, oh my goodness, you see that. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
you see it on television is one thing, right? But if you're a
Yeah.
witness that in person, you would like almost kind of hate the alligator. But in reality, the alligator's not evil. It's what it does. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
eating. It doesn't matter if it's somebody's little kid. It doesn't mean it matter if it just somebody. It's doing what it does.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's eating.
That is
That's
true.
true.
So
That
It
is
is
true. As
true.
far as as
When
far
you
as beans eat meat, you know what? I'm a steak guy, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
gotta have a state.
yeah. I'm a meat. I'm a carnivore. My past life, I think I was a T Rex or something because yeah, yeah.
all right,
It's just
okay, all right, Fred. But the question is, should humans eat meat?
yeah.
Not do you or do you enjoy it? The
No,
question is should.
I think you know what I think so. I mean, because we were. I mean, that's from the beginning. Without getting into, let's just say, and don't misunderstand me. It's not about. I'm not saying Adam and Eve and stuff like that, but since the creation of human beings, in other words, this is after the Garden of Eden or whatever, this is what it's been, right, from the beginning of time. For as far as we know of what we were taught, that
Mm-hmm.
like Jen said, it's for survival at the end of the day, and we eat it. So look, there's people that say sometimes, should we eat meat? Because
Yeah.
hey, it's there doesn't mean you have to do that. Okay, well, if they say, well, you shouldn't be eating meat, well, people that smoke cannabis say, well, it comes from the earth, it's natural. Okay, well, that's the same thing. It comes from it's natural. So we just, that's why I'm dependent because I eat meat. Bro. I eat meat.
Okay. Okay.
I'm saying,
Fred is over there. He's trying to grab up to any word to throw out there.
Right. Okay. So what is your favorite cut of steak of meat? Like what is
for
your
myself,
yeah
oh yeah, a porterhouse. Because they
porterhouse?
have the New York steak and it has the filet mignon and yeah, the porterhouse.
Okay.
And
What
I
about
will
you?
take that down. Well, Cholo,
Yeah.
yeah, we had some good steak meals, some good steak dinners.
Yeah, I like the porterhouse. I like me a good T-bone. I like
Okay.
me a good
Yeah,
T-bone. Well, you know what? Let's answer that question. How about you, Jen? Should humans eat meat? You
I
can't survive without eating meat.
I believe there's a way. Yeah, I mean, you would have to find a good source of protein, right? You would have to like eat plenty of like beans and nuts and things like that. But I do think humans. I mean, should, that's a word. It's up to you. But yes, I feel like humans should and can, and were given granted access to eat meat, and it is part of most of our diets. I think most people are meat eaters, and it's, I don't know, to me that's just how it was growing up, like that.
Yeah.
That's the way things were done. And if you think about it, it was probably a lot healthier because there wasn't any steroids or antibiotics and all kinds of stuff being put into the animals that were like how things are now. You got to be careful about where you get your
Exactly.
meat.
You know what?
Mm.
Meat tastes different now, though. From what I
Hmm.
remember, a
And
steak
it
was way,
does taste,
it's
I'm
way
telling you,
different.
it tastes different. Even as a little girl, I would remember that it does taste different from
Yeah.
how it would if you had meat from home.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, bro?
All
What do
right.
you think? Should we eat meat? I'm sticking to my guns and saying yes, man. Like, yes. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm, yeah. You know what? If I had to live any other way, it would probably be I'd have to live off of chile rellenos. I'm just saying.
That's
I
one of
can
my
live off
I,
those things, man. But yeah, that's yeah. But
okay.
I'd have to sneak a bologna sandwich in there somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just like I just yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
baloney. Good
Yeah.
gosh,
Well,
we're going down there with some baloney.
I love
Um,
bologna, dude. I love bologna. Yeah, bologna's bomb. You know,
you
at
remember
least.
uh,
Yeah.
should humans eat meat? I would say no. So there's more for me. If honestly, man, when I become dictator and rule the world, I
Mhm.
would say eat eat as much meat as you want, as long as you're the one butchering it.
Okay.
I
Oh,
like that. I like taking it back to nature. You go out and you hunt yours, and you butcher
oh
yours,
yeah.
and you prepare yours. That I do like.
Hmm.
I think it's really damaged us where we're, over here paying for grocery stores and things of that nature. And we all hear it. It's like, oh, everybody wants to eat this, but doesn't want to see how it's made. If
Hmm.
we can go back and scale it back, and it's like, no, I do know how it's made because shoot, I'm the one that made it.
Yeah.
I'm the one that went out, hunted for it. Man, I think that will go a long way. So but I'm not dictator of the world yet. So should we eat meat? No. Everybody stop. So there's more for me, and the prices of it will go.
So what does that mean for barbecue? That we would stop
I,
eating meat? I mean, I'm just,
I mean, there's things out there where it's like people eat, like people do eat alligators. People eat all
I've
kinds
had
of,
it.
some weird
You have it?
meats and stuff. And I'm just kind of like, ah, man, I guess I would like to try it, but I'm not really sure if that's really what I want to be invested my time of eating that type of meat.
I,
Yeah.
I've had ostrich. I've had rabbit. I've had frog legs. An alligator, bro. And I think what else? There was probably something else, um, but yeah, I've had alligator before in a chicken nugget form, and you would think that
Mm.
it was almost like a fish, like a flaky fish, but no, it's like also as well, just like chicken, like maybe a little greasy, The one I tried, maybe it was the grease that they cooked it in because it's kind of a lean animal. But yeah, again, it was like eating chicken. My compadre and I, we had it. We were eating it. We're like, man, he goes, and we're walking around because we went to like a squid festival and they had
Mhm.
on the side, they had other foods and they had alligator. They had they had the like, some fake alligators around the thing and we're eating and dipping it in the sauce or whatever. And Yeah, and he was like, "Here, have some more Gatorade." He's like, "All right, cool." I just, and yeah, man. Uh, Ostrich as well. It's like beef, fresh tuna fish,
Yeah.
fresh tuna fish though, not the
Mm,
one in the can, but the fresh one.
Right.
mm.
It's like eating a steak.
The steak, huh? Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen them.
it's like eating a steak, a beef steak.
Mhm.
Start eating
It,
emus, Fred.
what?
Start eating emus. Get rid of those suckers.
Yes. Those
Right.
gonna
Start, everybody start eating emus. Get rid of those dang birds, man. Those things
I
are
know.
worthless, and they're on that commercial that makes
yeah.
absolutely no sense whatsoever. So everybody start whacking and eating emus, man. They're not needed.
Man, next thing you know, you're gonna see me on the news coming back from where I used to work at, walking back over here with the cow. Like there was a guy walking with the cow. I'm like trying to come back this way.
Right.
He said I'm
Everybody
running down.
start.
But I stole it and I was coming back with it. I'm like, anyways,
Everyone start
you
eating
know what?
emus.
Frog legs as well. They taste a little bit like chicken as well, man. It's weird how that's kind of a common thing. Everything's like a chicken texture,
Yeah.
But
I
it's
feel like if I knew, sorry, okay,
uh,
I didn't know what it was, or I would not have eaten it. But my grandpa did give us frog legs once when we were
uh,
kids too,
yeah.
and I think it did taste like chicken. But as an adult, would I eat that knowing what it was? Just personally, no. I mean, if that's all there was, probably, but I wouldn't choose to eat that. But yeah, I tried that when I was a kid, and
I, that
Would it
you know
bother
the,
you today, Jen, after the fact?
would it
Like,
bother
like
me?
today after the fact, like let's say you went out to eat with some people or whatever, and they're like, oh, try this or whatever, and it's just not just that, right? So there's a little bit of food that's in the mix. You go ahead, you eat, and you're like, well, what was all that? And then they give you the rundown, and one of those things were frog legs. Would it bother you now?
It would, but not in a way like where I would feel um, insulted, like they ate that. I'm fine with that. But for some reason, frogs, like alligator, the thought of a reptile or an amphibian like grosses me out. Like
iguanas,
Mm,
right?
just
We eat
uh,
iguanas.
I
Yeah,
can't even look at them. Like honest to God, I can't even look at them and then come inside and cook something and eat. Like it grosses me out. I don't know why.
oh, Jen, then you gotta watch the movie Surviving the Game when Gary
oh
Busey's
yeah,
all like, oh, you gotta
Really?
look in
oh,
their eyes. You
Oh
gotta
no.
look in the eyes. You gotta look at the
yeah.
soul and
I
taste
see.
it. Ah, like, oh,
Okay,
And
survive.
after you watch the movie, go in and eat. Get a steak with a glass of iced tea. Now you see what I did there? See what I did
Oh man.
Jen, I had you on Mass Movies and Shows. Have you seen the movie Broken Arrow since
I have not watched it yet,
then? Okay, okay. Just
but
want to know. I'm thinking about it.
I am going to watch it because I have to have a day to just unwind and chill after the last couple of weeks. So that's going to be my
Mm.
day alone, and that's the movie I'm going to kick back and watch. And I'm going to report back to you
you,
and let you guys know my thoughts.
you know what's a movie he mentioned? Surviving the Game, which you haven't seen, right? You haven't seen that one.
I don't think so.
But have you
No.
seen The Pest with John
Oh,
Leguizamo? The Pest.
come on,
Yeah.
Fred.
Is it?
No, no, no. And
You're
it's
not
kind
gonna
of the
recommend
same.
that, are you?
No, 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 no. But I was asking if she's seen it. If she's seen it, then she'll understand Surviving the Game. Kind of. It's almost the
Okay.
same or Hard Target with Van Damme,
Yeah.
Okay,
right?
hard target,
Yeah,
maybe a little bit more. Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of the same, you know.
Okay.
But Surviving the Game is a good movie. But anyhow,
I
I
gotta check
digress.
that
I
out.
digress.
See, that's I gotta check all of those ones out. Alligator tastes like swamp water. See, I feel the same way about like catfish. If it's not prepared right, like you legit taste what the animal feeds
But
off of. They're bottom
yeah,
feeders. They're eating
you know,
all that.
yeah, catfish and I'm sorry, guys. Tilapia is like it
Yeah.
just it just doesn't it doesn't taste good. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of this stuff that people eat, right? That really you shouldn't be eating, like lobster, crabs, all
Yeah.
that stuff is,
yeah,
they're all bottom feeders and everything. But
yeah,
man, people eat the heck out of them. So
yeah,
Yeah, they go
yeah,
crazy over them. Thank
yeah.
you, G. Appreciate that. Thank you.
No,
Thank
yeah,
you.
definite, man, definite. I mean, yeah. I mean, but you know what though? Lobster's kind of good though. Lobster's kind of good though.
But what do you
okay,
think
with
though?
well, let me ask everybody this. Okay, is it good, or is it everything that you put on it, the condiments and everything that you put on it that's good? Because just the meat itself, I don't know. That's why I actually stopped eating lobster and crab legs.
No,
I'm not like a super duper healthy eater or anything of that sort, but I'm like,
I,
it's everything that I put on it, all the butter and everything.
Yeah.
That's what tastes is good. The meat itself, yeah, the meat itself is actually not that good. So I'm like, if I could do without it, I could do without it.
I
Mhm.
don't know, man. I don't know. I think, well, first and foremost, guys, I'm not a healthy eater in case anybody hasn't noticed. But anyway, anyway, no, you know what, though? But there's something about the shrimp and the lobster that I don't know. I think it's good, man. I honestly think it's good. I actually like it, to be honest with you. I just had shrimp earlier for dinner, actually. So I was like,
I
yeah,
I can okay, all right. I could see the shrimp tasting good just by itself. The shrimp isn't bad by itself, but like crab legs and lobster, even though it tastes similar because the texture is kind of the same.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's everything that goes to it that makes it good. It's like,
garlic
hey,
butter.
okay. Here's what I'm saying. All right. So like oysters, right? People
Okay,
love oysters, and it's like,
okay,
okay, what do you love about the oysters? Oh man, you put the chile, you put the limon, you put all this. Okay, then you're not the oyster that you love. It's like
Right.
you're
yeah,
putting, you're drowning the oyster in all the lemon, all the chili, everything that you're putting on it, and then
no,
you just swallow that sucker whole. Like, nah, I'm good on oysters. I don't want any of those
because
suckers.
if you do taste the oysters, they it's like ocean water, bro. That's what they taste like.
Yes.
It's like you just drink a whole bunch of ocean water. That's what it tastes like. If it's just
And I
by itself.
and I've had enough ocean water, man. So I'm
You
good
Oh,
have.
on
that's
that.
right. That's
I never,
right.
I
That's
just,
right.
it just seems like oysters is just a form of hanging out. Like, hey, let's go hang out. Let's drink a couple of pistos. We'll have the oysters
Oyster
come out,
shooters.
and yeah,
Yeah.
we dress them all up, and then we just swallow it whole. And it's like, oh, that's not nasty, dog. Like, why don't you take a bite out of it? Oh no, that's nasty. Okay, then the oyster doesn't taste good. You're just doing it. Then you're just doing it because it's cool. Like that's
Well,
it. You're just doing it as a form. Like, hey, let's hang out and we're gonna have some oysters. For what, dog? I'd rather have a steak because that actually tastes good.
Right?
no,
Yeah.
I didn't kiss the frog. I didn't kiss the frog. No,
Oh.
but you know what? I didn't kiss the frog unless it was Sally Field. Hey, see what I did there again? Anyways, no, you know what? Some people barbecue them, bro. They cook them, the oysters. I've had them
Yeah.
cooked. I, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I'm not a picky eater, bro. I'm like, evidently,
I,
you know what I mean? I'm just like,
I'm not a picky eater either. I'm just simply saying, like, okay,
yeah,
what we did the other day on Mass Movies and Shows, like keep it real, right?
yeah,
On movies that you like and that you don't like.
yeah.
I'm just starting to think. I'm looking at a lot of things that people involve themselves in. And I'm like, okay, do you really like that, or is it just you just
It's
want to be looked
yeah,
at as part of the you want to be looked at as part of the club, that part that you're cool? Because if somebody comes with oysters and it's like, all right, we're really doing this. Why? Because oysters are good, or because it's just
yeah.
what people do. Like, yeah, get a couple of beers and we're gonna swallow down some oysters. Like, okay, why? There's good food out there. Oysters are not good. Nobody takes a bite out of them. Everybody just drinks all the
True.
lemon and chile that they put on it. So
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, what's with the oyster? And you're swallowing that whole sucker whole, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I just all the butter, all the lemon, all the that's all that makes the oyster. I don't. Nah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, you know what? You have okay. I have to say, you have a major point here, and there's something
yeah.
that I saw recently online. You know those of course it's all over YouTube, TikTok, everywhere. Like those mukbang food shows,
Oh, yeah.
right? You know the seafood boils got to be this huge like
Oh, yeah.
viral thing, you know? And
Yes.
the one lady that was most known for it, she went viral again, but not like for, like, I mean, I guess she flipped it and turned it into a beneficial reason, but Be Love. So she always makes seafood boils, and I mean, I'm talking like almost on the daily. So she created her own sauce. Now it's drenched, like it looks like soup. So the seafood's just floating in this sauce, and she's dipping it and slurping it and doing all the sounds and everything.
Uh,
Now, people were bugging out about how swollen her hands. They were like, her hands look like sausages. Like there's so much sodium in that butter and the
yeah.
sauce and everything she's using to dip the shrimp and the lobster and the crab and all that stuff in. They were like making a point. It's really concerning that it changed her appearance so much because of what she's eating. And that's true. She was, we don't eat the seafood by itself or just plain, grilled without it being dipped or drenched in some kind of sauce or butter
Lemon or squeeze a lemon or whatever, right?
yeah.
Uh,
So
okay, okay. So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Of course, you dress up your food so it could taste better.
right.
However, I can eat fish without dressing it up. Of course, it would taste better with some seasoning, a little bit of butter.
Mhm.
Even like a T-bone steak. I mean, if there's just nothing on it, yeah, I get it. It'll be a little rough to eat, but I can eat that. I'm not gonna eat
Right.
oysters just with
Yeah.
nothing on it whatsoever. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. If you cannot eat something with absolutely no condiments, no seasoning, no anything on it, and then you just decide to just dress it up all up, and then you're like, oh man, they're good. Okay, no, it's not good. It's everything that you're throwing on there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
No, yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but you're right. I mean, well, I enjoy them, but you're right. It's kind of like you just swallow it. It's like taking a shot of something. You just try it just, kind
Yeah.
of just goes right through. It's really the lemon, the salt, and everything else that kind of, and the chile or whatever, and it gives you a slight taste of that ocean water feel or whatever, but that's about it, man. And it's just, and then, but here's the other thing too. Let me ask this question, and I'm gonna go there, guys. You already know where I'm going. Is there really an aphrodisiac?
That's what they say, but I don't know about that.
See, to me, that's if somebody's doing that for that purpose, it's like, bro, do you have problems? Like, I'm just, it's kind of like, well, like, you should see a doctor, bro. You know what I mean? Instead of like trying to do all this, I mean, I'm just saying, bro. It's just, I, sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
No, I do hear that too. I hear people saying that, but
yeah, I've heard that. I've
yeah,
I've I've heard that as well. But I don't know, man. I think people get a little too exotic with
yeah.
saying that they've tried this or they've tried that,
Mhm.
and it's like, hey, look at me, I've ate this, I've ate that. Yeah, but would you eat it with nothing on there though?
Mhm.
Would you
yeah,
eat it with nothing on? Because if you'd eat it with nothing on, then I'd say like, okay, you enjoy that, you enjoy it. But if you don't, then if you don't, then you're basically just wanting to show off, to tell people like, hey, look, I eat this, but it really has nothing to do with this. It has everything to do with what you throw on there to say
Mhm.
like I eat that. So
Yeah.
You know,
start eating emus, everybody. Please start eating emus. Get rid of those bastards.
you bring
Start
up a
eating
very
emus.
good point, though. You bring up a very, very good point that I think people have kind of slept on, and I'm going to go there with this. Tacos.
Mm,
Tacos, right?
Okay.
If you look at tacos, you look at rice, Mexican rice, beans, and tacos. It's peasant food. It was for peasant food. It was for people who were trying to stretch it out to make more, because there wasn't enough. I see it now. It's a gimmick. Oh, all the way the sauce is put on them and all this other stuff or
Um,
whatever. A taco is a taco. It's just simple meat, salsa, whatever, and boom, let's go. That's it.
mm,
Now it's become a gimmick. Oh yeah, all this other stuff and as well. So I mean, if somebody really likes tacos, they're gonna like tacos for what it has, not because all again the condiments. It's become a gimmick,
mm.
right? And then the other one is, since we're talking about food, and this is coming from a fat guy, right? What's with the smash burger, bro? What happened to the nice, big, juicy hamburger that you can eat, with the juicy and stuff? No, I don't want a smash burger, bro. I want, I'm just saying, everything's a gimmick. Everything's a gimmick. Notice this when it comes to tacos, when it comes to even smash burger. Oh, the sauce, the secret sauce, the sauce that goes on. No,
Mm.
it doesn't. It shouldn't need all that. Anthony Bourdain said it best. He goes, if you're eating a steak and you add steak sauce to it, he goes, that's fine. But if you're really gonna depend on the steak sauce, it's not a good steak.
hmm.
Okay.
You know, I was
Okay.
like, wow.
I nice. I see that. I get what you're
you
saying,
know,
man. Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting
Yeah.
down. But look, I would say this, man. I would say this. So many people complain about food and what they're doing. First of all, you brought up tacos, Fred.
uh-huh.
I don't see anybody eating oyster tacos.
Oh no.
But
Fish tacos, fish tacos. Yeah,
fish
no,
tacos, yeah.
yeah,
But here's the thing when it comes about food, right? Where it's like, oh man, you know what? Like food is they're putting all this stuff on our food and it's unhealthy and they're trying to kill us. Or there is some
oh yeah,
sort of
yeah.
conspiracy, or everything that they put on our food is horrible and they're evil. No, no, no. it
We
it
have a
it,
choice.
it, it it's all us. We speak with our actions. It's all us. We
Yeah,
no nobody. The reason why that's all out there is because the public has spoken with their actions, not words, but with actions.
yeah.
We care more about taste than we do about health, generally speaking, and that is spoken with our actions, right? You could say what you want to say with your words
Mhm.
all you want, but your day-to-day life with your actions, we've made our choice that we would rather have something taste good than actually be good for us health wise. And
Yeah,
that's they're there for business. It's not that they're evil, it's not for any of that sort. It's I'm giving you what you want.
yeah,
You guys speak on it with your actions on a daily basis. If
yeah,
somebody opens up a shop where, I don't know, they sell broccoli and celery and carrots and all that stuff, and then you got some fast food right next to it, that fast food's not going to go out of business. That fast food's going to make
yeah,
more business. Why? Because
yeah.
people are spoken. They care more about taste than they do about their health. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's evil. I'm just simply
hmm
putting it out there. We as people, generally speaking, have spoken with our actions that we care more about taste than health.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It,
This is
it,
a That's a good point though too. The smash burger thing, I think that is a scam. They're upselling you on the, oh, these are smash burgers. They're so bomb. It's just less,
it's,
less meat. It's just
yeah, that's me. Yeah, it's meat. Suddenly you eat for like a ridiculous price. Like I don't know. Oh, because it has the
You,
little burn spots. It's like I don't know. It's just like what?
so wait, okay,
Oh yeah,
so the
I've had them. I've
fried
had octopus as
octopus
well.
tacos are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, they're good. I've had them.
Have you?
I've
Okay.
had that. I've
Mm,
had squid as well. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
okay, all right. Deep fried oysters all day.
Hmm.
Good man. Get rid of them. Deplete them. Deplete them from the ocean, man. I say deplete them
Yeah.
all from the ocean,
I-
and take the emus while you're at it, please,
Yeah.
man.
you know the thing about it. See, what I hear people say, and I've heard this plenty of times, and it's like a fat joke, right? They say, "Oh, you order like whatever amount of food, like so many hamburgers and tacos or whatever, and then you order a diet coke." You know,
Mm.
Yeah, what's the sense of that, right?
Right.
So my rebuttal to that is too, though, and it's not a knock. I'm just saying, I'm just simply stating, if somebody's a vegetarian, what's the point of trying to make something taste and look like meat when it's not meat?
Oh,
You know?
look at Fred trying to
Sweet.
start a war with the
Yes.
vegetarians. Where's
Watch
all the
out.
vegans at? You found your enemy
Yeah.
number one right here, man.
Those people will come for you
He,
too. They will.
oh, he's ready for guerra, man. I'll
Yeah.
tell you. You know, okay, okay. I've had a veggie burger, right? And yeah, it has the patty, and it tasted just like me. I went to a camp, and they were having burgers and then veggie burgers, and
Uh-huh.
somebody told me like, "Hey, the veggie burger's good." So I'm like, "All right, let me try it."
Hmm.
You're right, Fred. It tasted like meat to me. I
Yeah,
didn't really. I mean, if I really paid attention, I could tell the difference, but just in reality, just in conversation and just eating, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference, man. It tasted pretty much just like a meat burger.
yeah.
So yeah, no, nah, you're right, man. You're
I
right. I
tried the
mean,
veggie burger. I tried, and at a fast food establishment, you know how they have the Beyond Burgers or whatever they are? I tried it. And of course, the only difference is they don't have that juicy, like juicy like what you have with beef, right?
Yeah.
But and I've stated this here before with Jen as well. Like, oh God, bro, 3 days, 3 days back and forth to the restroom, bro. It really like it just did not. It went right through me. It cleaned me out. It like literally
a
cleaned me out, bro, for
a,
three
ve- a
days.
veg a
Of
veggie burger.
the browser, and you know what? Look, and it all kidding aside, I'm a fat guy that I eat vegetables too, bro. I eat tomatoes, lettuce. I'll eat vegetables. I'll eat asparagus, peas, corn, like whatever, like vegetables. I eat vegetables. That like, dang, this thing guy eats everything. I'm like, yeah, no, I do, bro. I'm not. I'm not the don't put lettuce on my hamburger. Like, nah, go for it, man. Put everything. Put tomatoes. Put everything. That's what it is, bro. Like everybody goes,
Yeah.
oh, that's why you're fat. No, 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 for us. But anyway, um, no, dude. But yeah, when I tried that one, bro, I just couldn't. It just went right through me. Maybe it
And
was,
that
I'm not willing to try it again just to see if I was, I don't want to be like, man, I was right the first time,
It's
but
hard you, right? It's
and
hard you.
yeah,
and that okay, and that is how they struck first blood, man. So that's where your hatred for vegans, for vegetarians comes from.
I'd be like,
Okay, Fred. All right. So if everybody knows, man, I mean, there he is right there, man. The man in black.
Right
man,
He's
there.
right.
after, yeah. Yeah.
And what is it see, I look at it right now on the thing too. Speaking of that, and I, because I've been trying, right? And I notice I look a little bit thinner, at least myself. That's how I see
Mhm.
it. But then if I go and rewatch it, then I'm like, it's like, what the heck? It's just
I-
different. Like, yeah, it's all. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, it's weird. But anyways,
Uh,
but
just like
anyways,
Peyton Manning said, just like Peyton Manning said, just buy bigger shirts and you'll be all right.
Right? It's like, oh, you know what? You know what? But that is true, bro. The bigger the shirt, and you start feeling a little bit more comfortable and stuff. That's not good, man. That's not good. Yeah, I'm really trying, bro. I'm really trying. I'm really trying, bro. I'm like, you know what? Confession. And I'm going to.
Uh-oh. He froze on
Oh,
us.
was it? Oh man,
We're coming for him,
another power didn't want him to confess.
right?
This confess was gonna be a little too much for
Oh,
this round
no.
table.
Right, it
All right, you're
froze.
back.
It
You're
froze.
back.
I saw the
You're
little
back.
circle of the thing.
All
No,
right, you're back.
I came back from a doctor appointment, and I went to the Mexican bakery, right? And I
Mhm.
parked, and I was gonna go buy some sweetbread, and then I was there for a little bit, like a couple of minutes, and I said, you know what? I don't need this. I took off. I didn't go in and get it. I didn't go in and get it. Don't need it. I don't need it, bro. You know what I mean? You don't need that. Like, and I'm not really a sweet kind of guy, you know.
Mm,
But I was
just
like, but if it's there, I'm gonna eat it. So I said,
Yeah.
no, you know, I don't need that.
you just
I came home.
smacked off the counter. Just get this disgusting thing away from
Yes,
me.
dude,
I'm
that's
out
it.
of here. I
No,
like it, Fred.
hey, I came home and I was like, I was drinking water and saying to myself, this tastes good. This tastes good. This tastes good. No, no,
Hey,
Right.
I do have a question
uh,
before we wrap it up, before it gets too late.
uh,
How far do you let an elderly person go before you actually, confront them where it can be like an actual altercation? Like when everybody thinks, old people, they think about nice sweethearts and everything like
oh
that.
yeah,
Oh man, they're just nice, sweet people. And some of them are. Some of them
yeah.
are some pretty angry mofos, right?
Mm-hmm.
That do stuff, and I just see people just let them get away with it. Sometimes they cut in line, right? Even at the grocery store, sometimes they'll just cut in line or they'll say something. They get pretty brave, and it's
Yeah.
like I could tell a lot of people are just letting them slide because they're old,
Yeah.
just letting them slide. How far do you let them slide before you're like, you know what? No, man, because the more you let them slide, the more they're gonna continue this behavior. So
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
that's what I want to know. When does one Fred Segura and Jen Magana put their foot down and say, "Listen, you old geezer, I'll take that cane from you and smack you right over your head with it and put you out of your misery right now."
Go ahead, Jen. Ladies first.
My
Go for it.
friend, you know what? I am the worst person to probably ask this, but I've been working on it by force because of a so in public, like strangers,
Mm,
elderly people, older people, I do find myself just letting them trample all over me, just get away with everything. And part of that is just the whole like hammering it into me, respect your elders, and that whole oh, they're old, you know what I mean? They can't help it. They've earned their spot, they've done their time. They're, that's just how old people are. They're cranky, they're this, they're that. But I do feel like I've experienced some elderly people that know what they're doing and they're using that excuse
Yeah.
to just be a jerk and
Yeah.
to
mm.
cut the line and to say the rude thing they want to say to you and just my generation, that's just how we are, we just say it how it is. And I mean, I feel like I've been guilty of letting people of a certain age get away with everything. But I did
Mm.
have a personal situation with someone that was much older than me where I was ready to mop the floor with her. And
Mm,
it took me a long time to get to that point.
Mhm.
mm.
But let me just say, I haven't seen her in about 9 years because
Oh, you took care of her like that?
oh,
Oh,
I'm not
take
even
this live
trying
down.
to talk her. I mean, she's
Don't
alive
incarcerate
still.
you. Don't incriminate
She's
yourself.
alive, but she's just not around here.
Oh,
Oh, got
okay.
you, got you,
Okay.
got you. Okay, so she was in a wheelchair. She was in a wheelchair, and you pushed her the other way, so she's
Hey,
not around anymore.
hey,
You know,
she had a dumpster at her house the other day, bro. She had a dumpster there. Hey, God knows what went in there, you know? Like, oh,
She was on an electrical
right,
wheelchair,
right.
and Jen hijacked it with that wheelchair still rocking and rolling the other direction.
Oops, it was an accident.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
No, this lady, I mean, oh man, I think I'll do a whole story time on this lady. I could do series, but honestly, some people just know what they're doing, and
Right.
yeah,
they use that to their fullest to get away with just being a jerk and getting what they want and just being rude and walking all over people.
yeah.
So I don't know, Fred. What do you?
What about like sexually, Jen? I'm reminded of an episode of King of Queens. I love that sitcom, King of
Yes,
Queens.
me too.
Oh, yeah.
And okay, so they're throwing a party or they're at a party or something, and Carrie is there. She kind of gets on my nerves every now and then, but
Mhm.
there was this older gentleman. I don't know. I guess he knew her from like years before or something. But right, but he was an older guy. He's all like, "Oh, look at you! You grew up to be a nice, beautiful woman." She's all like, "Oh, thank you." He's all like, "Yeah, my goodness, nice little tight body." Like he just got into it, right? And it's just a
Yes.
it's funny as heck. Like it made me laugh. But what about that, Jen? What about like an older man?
Oh,
Like an old guy that keeps giving you compliments, and it's like, okay, you're getting a little disturbing now, old
you know
geezer.
what? They're the worst. They're the worst. Oh my gosh, if I could say the things that the jokes that have been told to me or I could screenshots of things that were sent to me. They're the worst. Are you kidding me?
You're
I'm
just
scarred to
giving
the
you a
bone.
compliment, Jen.
No, it's not a compliment when you're telling me a joke about something that happened on a bus and how you found out where the part in your hair was. And I mean, I can't.
Oh, man.
This
It's just,
old guy scarred me for life with that joke one time. They're the worst. And they get away with it by being like, oh, just cute little old man telling the joke, but no, they know what they're
yeah,
Okay,
just,
okay, all right,
But
Fred. Like,
no.
I'm a good sport. I just laugh it off like, yeah, that's funny. Bye.
like, come here, give me a hug.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
don't, I
not,
don't got I don't got much time to live. Just give
I
me
go,
a
give me a
hug.
hug.
right. And that's why they do it because they figure, like, hey, I'm checking out. You know, that's probably why they can get away with it. You know, I mean,
Fred,
some of
how many old ladies telling you inappropriate jokes trying to get at
you
Yeah.
you, man?
know, I had one at one point, but yeah, I'm not gonna go there right now. but but I will say this: I worked with an older gentleman at this one place, and we had to drive a truck, an old Kenworth,
Mm,
It was a manual Kenworth, you know, and but it was just like we used it to haul stuff, whatever. And what happened was he always complained about everything. You know, he worked one shift, I worked the following shift, and so on and so forth. Right? What's up, Ben? And he would always say, "Oh, well, Fred did this, and he left this open, and he left that back window. It's all messed up." Like, bro, we can't even look out that back window. Like, you know what I mean? It's just we're hauling stuff. But anyhow, and it wasn't because I wasn't supposed to get it all cleaned up. We were riding through the field in a sense. So one day he approached me, right, and he says, "Hey man," he goes, "Oh," he went to the back of the truck, and this guy, it was a Peterbilt, but they converted it into a dump truck. So the little
Okay.
racks to open the back to dump, he would purposely leave them open. So when they filled it up, it would make a mess, and I had to shovel everything out. Everything back in. He gave me double the work. So I caught on pretty quick. I was like, well, he didn't do that to me because I would go and check, make sure, do a little pre-trip. But one time, the little knob on the shifter, because it was a manual, it came off. But it was a used truck, man. It was from the '80s or whatever. And we're talking in the 2000s now. And I go, oh man, but you don't have time. You're working, man. You're working. Um, and he went to the back of the where I was at, like when there was like nobody there, and he goes, and he looked up on me. He goes, hey man, he goes, are you really that strong or what? I was like, what? He goes, are you really that strong? And I'm like I didn't know what he was talking about.
Mm.
He goes, dude. He goes, you took the shifter, the little ball. I go, that does nothing, bro. That the shifter, I mean, it still works. It's just that little ball on the top. He goes, yeah, but how do you drive the truck? Well, bro, it's a 1980 something truck. It was like a second. And I mean, it seen better days. But he was just he would be that way with me. So I said, oh, I'll put it back. I mean, I'll ask the supervisor for a screwdriver. He just put it back. It just got loose. He goes, but I have a question for you. And he looked up again. He goes, are you really that strong? And I told him, check this out, bro. I go, if you really want to find out, I could knock I could knock your whatever off. I could knock you out. And he goes, oh no. All of a sudden he
Uh,
became the victim old man, like, oh wait, no. I was like, hey, relax, dude. When he saw other people looking, he became like, oh, like I was gonna attack him, bro. I'm like, no, dude. I mean, but he wanted to. He had approached me before that he wanted to fight, dude. I was like, oh, dude, we'll rock. If you want to rock, we'll rock. You know what I mean? But I'm a firm believer that you respect your elders. But he
mm.
he came to me like, hey, and he told me in Spanish, vamos a agarrarnos del chongo. I'm like, hey, well, let's rock then. If that's what you want, it's not that serious, bro. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm at this job over here like the McRib, bro. I'm only here for a limited time. Maybe we can rock all day if you want. But it was just, but yeah, I think sometimes, yeah, I only took so much. After a while, it was
Right.
like, you know what, bro, I'm done. I'm done with you. I mean, we're hauling a bunch of stuff that just, hey, oh, you gotta wash it and make sure, dude, we're on private property. You want me to wash it, and we're driving through the dusty field, like it, you know, all day, all night long, and whatever, and you want to keep it a certain way, bro. It's just, and it was during harvest time of this stuff. I mean, there's just no way you're gonna do what he was just nitpicking, bro. He was nitpicking. So finally, I challenged him. I called him on his bluff, and I said, hey, but I was ready to do whatever. If you wanted to rock, we could have went around the corner and we could have went for it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
really, I mean, I didn't underestimate him though. I mean, it
Right.
would have been like, Happy Gilmore or something. It's like,
Bob Barker.
yeah, what I mean? It's
All
like,
right.
but
My
yeah,
trouble is
bro.
someone testing you is an old guy testing your patience.
Yeah,
It,
yes,
it's it, it's it,
and,
it's happened.
and he knows about it because he worked there with me as well for one point. At one point, and yeah, it was just a thing, and everybody in there in that place knew too. Like, oh man, we're gonna go at it. They go, yeah, if he wants, as long as nobody says nothing, we can do it.
As long as nobody says anything,
Yeah,
I'll
dude,
knock his dentures off. Okay. Okay.
let's
All
go.
right.
No, they
No,
don't even have that at the time. Yeah,
I've seen this before. I've seen like older people, angry people, just like cut in line, and somebody says something, and it's like, oh well, I'm just buying this. Don't worry about it. Mind your own business. And it's like, okay, guy, you're like 80 something years old, right? So it's like nobody's really gonna come at you like that, right?
yeah,
And the way that you're just disrespectful right off the rip, I don't really see anybody saying like, all right, yeah, I'll see you out in the parking lot, you know? So I'm like, okay, if you just keep allowing old people to act like that, then they're going to keep on doing it more and more and more and more. And I know we hear stories. This is why I don't jump on stories. I let it, you know, I let the story play out because I want to know everything. I want to know the details. Details matter, right? If you just heard a story like, hey, there's a confrontation and this guy, he sucked his old man fell, hit his head, and now he's in a coma. A lot of people are like, oh man, poor old guy. Oh yeah, this guy was only, 35 years old, and the man he punched was 80 years old. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, you know what? You should stone this 35-year-old guy to death. And I'm
Yeah,
like, wait, you don't know the story. Hold on.
Mhm.
Just because the guy is old doesn't mean that he's a good dude. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So, and I do see it. I do see it every now and then, not all the time, but every
Mhm.
now and then I do see it. And I did have an altercation with an older gentleman quite a few years ago.
Mhm.
mhm,
But yeah, I see it every now and then where they're just like, yeah, just cut in line, or
yeah,
just cuss at people just out in public, like disrespectful. And it's like,
Yeah.
man, your age is letting you get away with that. And honestly, I wouldn't cry a tear if somebody puts hands on you, dog.
yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't cry a tear if somebody puts hands on you. So yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
so that's why I want to ask, how long would you guys go before you guys go ahead and kick them off their wheelchair and say, huh, look at you now, look at you now.
No, you know what? For me,
But
it took a few months, bro. So the story I told you, it took a few months of playing games, of leaving certain things on, leaving things open, just prone for accidents, to happen, and going and telling the supervisor, oh, he did this, he messed this up, like I didn't even tell you.
Mhm.
Just really quick, because obviously it was in the field, it was in the. I'll just say it was a winery. So
Mhm.
the vines, they were like somebody ran them over, right? So he went and told the general manager, bro. Told him, hey, well, Fred messed up, man. He ran over the field instead of going, like he missed a turn or whatever, and he went up into the grapes. So I get to work, right? And the general manager goes, hey, come here real quick. And I said, yeah. He goes, hey, what happened last night? I go, well, nothing. So, so they're giving me the third degree. Turns out that the people that were picking the grapes or whatever, the machine or whatever, ended up doing that, bro. He had blamed me for it. Like that's how bad all this stuff had accumulated throughout the time. So that's why when he said, "Hey," I said, "Well, shit, let's go, bro. I'm already tired of this." But after that, completely different guy.
Hey,
Completely different
hey,
guy.
hey, Jen, have you noticed something? Like you and I, we spoke in general. Fred talked about one guy. He really has it in for this one dude. He still
I
has the
Oh, he was
hatred
cool,
in
bro.
his heart for this one old man. Is this old man vegetarian, Fred? Is that what the problem is? Is he a vegan?
you
No,
Because
did say it was
hey, you're bullseye on this one vato, man. He's probably not even that old. He's probably,
you know what?
I said old man. He's probably just like 2 years older than you. I mean, you have it one dude,
No,
man.
proven.
You
you know
want
what?
this guy to fry. I bet he's vegetarian. I bet he's vegetarian, man.
You know what? No, you know what? He just recently hit me up on Facebook, bro, and he's already of age, and he's been a good man. He's been I'll give him this, bro. He's the one that taught me how to maneuver the big trucks at first before I even got my CDL, bro. So I learned through him.
Okay.
So when I went and got my CDL, I was already, I already knew how to maneuver stuff. So I was ahead of the game,
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, no, that's honestly, he changed after that though, because he wanted that smoke, dude. And I was willing to give it to him.
Okay. Okay.
You're gonna give him the
Well, Matt,
business, John.
But
How
he,
far
Matt
would
that
you
day.
go? Would you? would you have just socked them once? I mean, would you take flight like
It was
completely, like you're fighting somebody your age? I mean,
like,
how far would you go? Is it just one chin? Is would you take it easy because he's older, or would you just be like, hey, we're throwing down like I'm throwing down. You're here to attack me. I'm not gonna take it easy on you.
no, yeah, no. You know what, bro? Honestly, like I honestly did. I was just gonna defend myself. I wasn't gonna try to hit him, bro. Like seriously speaking, I wasn't gonna try to hit
Okay.
him. I was willing to, say, I was tripping out, and if he said, "Yeah, let's go for it," well, we would have went for it. I probably would have, just helped him a little bit, not let him. He probably would have
I
knocked out. He'd be like,
okay.
"That's it. That's
You
it.
you
That's it." Huh?
you you know what you gotta do now, right, Jen? You gotta have this man on the show next week.
Yes.
We gotta
Okay.
get his side of the
We got to
story.
interview this
We gotta
guy.
get his side of the story. Because man, this,
Bro, he's
and I bet he's a vegetarian. I bet that's what it all
Yeah.
comes down to. He's a
Hey, you
vegan.
know what's gonna happen now? You know what's gonna happen now? Mikey's gonna come in here, bro. Chicano Tube's gonna come in here. Next week, it's gonna be Fred versus Mario Mala. Fred versus Mario Mala, right? Like,
Oh, no. Oh,
Sign the contract.
yeah. Explain it.
give it to me,
That
Mike. Fred, right
hey,
now. It's like,
I would
oh,
I would pay to watch that.
That'd be good. That'd be
That's
good.
right. That's right. Well, we
no,
know where you stand with that guy now, and you know,
he's a good man. I seriously wish him well though, because he became the coolest dude after. You know what I mean? After that, I just think I just feel like he was testing that, for a long time when he saw. But I was in really need of a job at the time, so he was just testing my patience, and it went there. But after that, he nothing. He was super cool after that. So
that's
yeah,
good.
no, it was
Good.
cool after that. I'll give him that. I wish him well. Seriously, wish him
Yeah.
well. You know.
Good. I'm glad you were able
Yeah.
to get through it.
Yeah, oh,
All
yeah.
right,
All
guys.
right.
Well,
I was gonna extend the question, but I know we're getting a little late here. So because I had more, but I know we're
yeah, I
gonna
feel
get
like
a little.
we're gonna have to follow up on
I
this
know it's getting a
on
little late.
another episode.
Yeah, right. Be like, oh,
Uh,
man.
This got deep. Yeah,
I keep thinking Happy Gilmore, dude. Anyway,
right. This got deep. We're gonna have to
Bobby.
follow up
Yeah.
here. Oh
uh,
my gosh. So what do you have going on, Cholo? What do you have coming up on your channels? What's the plan? Anything this week? Or you're just recovering?
no, yeah. Well, yeah, that too. Well, first of all, you know what? Look, I don't even smoke. I don't smoke at all. But I decided to smoke a cigarette just because smoking a cigarette indoors just it just felt good. When I was out in Vegas, I was
Okay.
there hanging out at the bar, and I'm like, you know what? Just the feeling of smoking indoors. I don't smoke.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, just to smoke indoors because a lot of people, you don't get to do that. I
you're
could
like
say I
you're a
did.
rebel.
Yeah. So, I do want to give a shout out before we end it. I do want to give a shout out to my boy Johnny David, the singer. K Cal did a story on him.
Oh yeah.
K Cal did a story on him. Shout outs to him. He's a good dude. I've hung out with him a few times. He's a singer. He's got a lot of songs here on
Yeah.
YouTube. And K Cal News did a story on him. So
Yeah,
shout outs to him.
Shout
he's
out
a
to
fellow bus driver too, as well. School bus driver as well,
Yeah,
right?
he's a school. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a school bus driver. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But he doesn't have hatred for old men. He doesn't want to beat them up, Fred. And I don't think he hates vegans either, man. But uh, no, but yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm pretty active on all my channels.
yeah.
As far as my main channel, the Cholo Trucker channel, I don't know if anybody knows, but I have kind of remained silent on that. Doesn't mean I'm not dropping content because I am dropping content every Friday. I'm dropping workout videos. It's more of inspiration as opposed to me, like working out. Every
Motivation.
Sunday, yeah, motivation of that sort, man.
Mhm.
Every Sunday I'm dropping. You gotta feel the music.
Oh, yeah.
It's different songs. It's not just oldies. I know people say like, "Oh, Sunday oldies." I'm only dropping one song on every Sunday, so it's not like an entire show or anything like that. It's
Okay.
just one song, and I'm not taking any requests. So
Okay.
um, outside of that, I've been dropping little shorts here and there. Just
Hmm.
it's been my channel got demonetized, but it's been cool. It's been cool doing this. I said in the beginning of the year that I'm gonna remain silent on my Cholo Trucker channel, with the exception at the end of every quarter I'll do a live.
Mm.
Okay.
So the only time I'll probably talk is if when I go cycling. But
Okay.
outside of that, no. I mean, you guys can catch me on all my other channels. I'm doing
Nice.
some cool stuff on the Moss Movies and Shows channel, which
Yes.
involves you guys.
Yeah,
That's
man.
That's fun.
Yeah,
fun.
I
that's
had this guy on with my boy Robert Anthony the
yeah.
other day. We had so much fun. It was
Yeah.
a blast, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
It was a blast. It was a blast. Jen,
Yes.
we got to have you back on as well.
yeah.
Definitely. That's been a blast. That's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it.
Hey,
So for sure.
you
Yeah.
know what? I rewatched that again, bro. I was cracking up and everything because when it's live, it's one thing. When you get to sit back and watch it, I
Yeah.
was rolling, bro. Some of that stuff, I was like, dude, that's
I,
just entertaining, bro. It's awesome. I like that, bro.
I, I went back and rewatched it as well, and it's almost like narcissistic to say because I'm going back and watching
Yeah,
ourselves, but
yeah,
it was entertaining. It was
yeah,
fun. I laughed. I had a good time, and I'm like, hey, I like this show. I'm like,
yeah.
wait a second, no, it's our show.
Right?
You
Yeah.
know what? Robert, bro, Robert's hilarious, dude. He's all. I was talking about that Chariots of Fire, right? I go, bro, that wasn't
Yeah.
even a movie. He goes, did you see the guy with the struggle he went through? I go, what? And he goes, no, I'm just kidding. He goes, I didn't even see it. I was like, dude, the way he did it, bro, it was just awesome. It's a great. I think, like I told you, bro, you got a good thing going on right there. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's
That's
fun.
Yeah,
cool.
that's probably the show that I'm having the most fun on.
Yeah,
Everything is subject oriented, so
yeah,
Mhm.
for those who like boxing, I do have a boxing channel, Los Tres
Yeah.
Chingones Boxing. If you like wrestling, I have a wrestling channel, Wrestling Rehab. Cholo Trucker, like I said, I'm kind of staying quiet on it. I'm dropping content, workout, music, trucking. That's about it. And Mas Movies and Shows is probably the one that I'm
That's a
probably doing shows a little bit like this
yeah.
and just talking about movies and having a good time.
Yeah.
yeah.
I enjoyed that
It's
one.
awesome.
Okay, cool.
So that's what I got going on.
Nice.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, I look forward to chopping it up about some movies again
Mhm.
Oh,
soon.
yeah, definitely. Oh,
All right, Fred, what do you have going on?
well, I'm dropping my content early this week, so it won't be Friday. It'll be tomorrow, and
Okay.
it's a short review on. I'm not really much of a review guy, so I'm my review on the movie Sinners, and and yeah, and then I'll probably drop some. I don't know. I'll probably just maybe drop some other stuff. I have some plans coming up. They're still in the works, so yeah, not sure yet. Not sure yet, but if it does come through, it's gonna be something nice, something big. So at least big for myself and big for everything else. And I'll probably end up shooting some footage. Not too much. I don't want to be putting camera, on my phone in people's faces, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's it. If it all goes through, if it all goes as it should, you know. So yeah, I'll let you guys know about it later,
Sounds
later on. Then
sounds
yeah,
good.
Put
All
put your
right.
yeah.
camera in front of old people, Fred.
Yeah,
Shh.
then we go be like,
Let's
check
let
this
let
out.
let 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 let's see which one starts getting disrespectful. Let's see which one wants to stand up and throw down, man.
You know what? Let's step outside, buddy. Yeah, let's step outside, buddy.
Oh, man.
My ring's outside.
If you like to
All
see,
right.
right? I'm doing the Mr. T and Rocky thing, right? Is that your wife? Why don't you go with the real man? And so,
Oh no. Don't do that.
uh,
Right.
I it's something before electricity, lady. No, not for. I'm just saying.
You're
That's
too
for.
much.
That's why they call. I'll show her why they call me conejo.
Oh, see? See? That's it now.
It'll be like, we're not having a lunch party here, lady. We're not having this party here. It's like, oh man.
This was fun, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was good to be here with you guys. Always, everyone in the chat. We appreciate you guys. You will see us all back together soon doing something here, over there, everywhere. We're going to be up to something good. So,
Definitely.
go ahead, Fred.
Oh no, I was saying that to Jojo. I was just,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. He's telling you don't
yeah,
get beat up.
yeah, no, right. It'll be like, man, come up with the shiner next week. I'm like, hey, what happened? I'm like, oh,
Right. And you know what, Cholo? I was impressed to see you jamming out to Brooks and Dunn.
oh yeah.
Were you now?
Man,
Oh,
that
come
got
on
me
now.
right there.
Oh, people don't know. People don't
Whoa.
know. Oh, you know what?
I was in
So,
my
man, I
kitchen
know we're
singing
wrapping
it.
it up. Okay, for the first time, I'm gonna go see my boy Tim McGraw.
Are you really?
Yeah, I've never seen them. They don't really make their way
I know.
here to SoCal too much, and whenever
Yeah.
they do, it's like way off, But um, yeah, I've never seen Tim McGraw. He's my favorite, and I got tickets for October, so he will
Oh,
be
that's
here. I
cool.
spoiled myself. I got me a good seat too, a
Good.
good one. So
Yes.
Good.
I'm gonna see my boy Tim McGraw. Oh, he's my
Nice.
favorite right there.
You
Oh, don't
deserve
worry,
it.
Jen. Oh, listen,
Oh,
listen. People are gonna trip out on the music that I'm gonna
okay.
be putting out there.
Okay. I
So
love it. I can't
maybe
wait.
I'll throw a little Milli Vanilli, a little bit of Wham. We'll
All
Hey,
see.
right.
some Dan and Shay, right?
Right?
Some Dan and
Shay,
Shay,
yes.
Boy George, and
Yeah.
Cool.
all the legends, man.
Yeah.
That all you guys sing to in the shower.
Right? And you know what? That culture club thing, bro, even though people give him a hard time, man, that guy could sing, bro. That guy could sing, dude. Like at the end of the day, I'm just saying. He
Just
can
saying.
sing, dude.
Yeah,
He can sing. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
wow.
All
Yeah.
right, guys. We'll meet up again, same time, same place next week. We will be here on the round table.
Yeah.
Until then, thank you to everyone. Thank you, gentlemen. And we will see you soon. Good night. Buenas noches, everyone.